Hey Dad. What's up? We forgot to shoot an intro for this video.
How about this? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of VTEC Academy. You're about to get schooled.
I guess that works.
We are back for part 2 of Projectcarpalooza.
We got some really cool cars this time.
Let's head down to Hasport and check them out. The first car here at Hasport is the EF that we've had for years and years and years. This is our 1988 CRX, J-Series powered, but it's gone through a lot of engines.
It has gone through a pile.
Yeah. Originally it was an SI, then it had a ZC motor in it, then it had a B16 in it, B16 supercharged, then it had a K20 in it, then it had a K24 supercharged, then it had a J32 from a TL, nitrous at the time, then it had this current setup, which is a J30 with a supercharger.
I thought it had a J35 for a while also. Because I thought the first time I ever autocrossed this car, I could have sworn there was a J35 in it.
It might have. It's funny, we may have blown up the J32 and put a J35 in it. I remember having no, I think it's always had a J32 in it. So, but anyway.
Plenty of power either way.
Plenty of power. And the car's been really fast. It's run in quite a few events. It's been on Sport Compact Car a number of times. It's been on the Ultimate Street Car Challenge. It's been in the Modified Tuner Shootout, and had some good drivers driving it too.
Yeah, it's been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
they've had some great drivers. You know, Bernardo, who's a long-time driver of ours. Andy Hopes loved this car. Oscar Jackson Jr. Who else have you had? You have some famous people too drive
Bob
it.
Endicott drove it, and we also drag raced at one time with Sean Hilliard.
I actually have a photo of you and Rutledge Wood in this car. Rutledge Wood driving it.
That's right. That's funny. That was the day that Rutledge brought Kyle Petty, yeah. Kyle Petty to the shop. He wasn't very impressed.
He wasn't.
But
he liked my CRX, which we'll see later.
Yeah, he did like your CRX. Yeah. He's more of a race car guy than a street car guy.
He was.
So anyway, let's go check out another car. This car is a blast from the past.
Yeah, gotta move stuff just to get to it.
We've had this car for a long time.
Yeah, we have. It was on the cover of a Sport Compact Car.
Right.
Back in the day.
Budget builds, had an H22.
Oh, nice. And then, of course, it was on Pinks with the H22.
We actually had the H22 in it with nitrous. Scott Byers drove it.
Yep, and it was too slow compared to what the competition brought. So we ended up with the second part of that episode, and a turbo B18 in it.
And you really ought to check out that Pinks episode. We'll put a link down in the show notes. But this car, the first part of the episode turned out to be a bit of a fiasco. They actually allowed us to give the car back to the competitors so that we could run it again. And they made a season finale out of it, a special hour-long season finale.
They did, and we did raffle this car off, and the guy who won it took everything out of it, but offered us back the shell because he actually had a hatch he wanted to put it in. Yeah,
I had a friend pick it up in San Francisco, bring it down to LA, and then I picked it up in LA, brought it back here. They had done a few modifications to it they were going to drag race it. We were going to rebuild it.
Yeah, we were. For a while, we were going to make it kind of one of my track day car back in the day with H22 in it again. And better choices came up, so we kind of just scrapped it.
Yeah, and we worked on your Integra, I believe.
Yeah, we worked on my Integra because I bought a new car, so I figured I might as well start driving the Integra at the track. But hopefully something will come of this soon. We really want to rebuild something with it.
What do you say about an H22 in here? What do you guys say about an H22 in here?
I say K.
K?
K.
K.
All right, what do we got next?
Yeah. This is the Hasport drag car. We actually have a J35 in here. The J35 is from the Odyssey.
Yes.
The idea with this car is we had it recently caged at
Whitfield Manufacturing.
Whitfield Manufacturing. Got a nice video on that. I'll have to show it to you. And we're going to get this thing out to the drag races. I don't know if some of you guys recall a picture from the internet a while ago with a supercharger that sat about that high out of the engine. With that engine and supercharger sitting back there, it's back from when CT Engineering was still building superchargers as a prototype for the Ridgeline. We are going to do something with that and take it to the drag strip with that supercharger on it. But we need to get the car back out on the track. We got all the cool stuff for it. We've got the J35 that has some cams from Bisimoto. Makes about 300, I think about 380 horsepower. It's got Linzo wheels, nice drag slicks from M&H. I really would like to get into the 11s with this car before we go out. But
oh, you've been so close every time too.
So close, yeah. Last time out, I ran a 12004, a 12007, a 12014, and a 1201 something else, like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But all right there.
Maybe if we didn't live in Arizona, we could go faster. It's too hot.
A little bit warm here. And I wish they prepped the track a little bit better.
Yep.
Anyway, we're right next to another car. Let's check this one out. This is my new land speed car. The other one met an early demise. Luckily, I didn't.
Yeah.
And we are going to actually make another land speed car. I think I have some different plans for this particular car. It's the same color and model as my original land speed car. Needs a little work though.
Yeah, it does, but at least it already has a new cage in it.
Yeah, we went to Auto Power, who made the cage for the last car. And I don't know if you guys have heard the story. I remember when I brought the original Insight to them, I said, I need a roll cage that can survive 200-mile-an-hour crash. I didn't mean to test it, but it passed. This time when I went there, I told them I wanted it to survive a 250-mile-an-hour crash, although I do not intend whatsoever to test it.
Yeah, hopefully not. But the interesting part about this cage is the old car I could never fit in, too tiny. But we caged it this time to where I can fit in, and we're gonna have moving pedals and steering wheel rather than seat.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to being able to drive this car too.
Yeah, this car should be good. I'm going to take it land speed racing, and you're going to take it.
I want to go do the mile runway events. I want to go do some roll races and stuff like that.
Beat up on some exotics.
Exactly.
Very cool. All right, next, here's another long-time project car, our '96 Civic.
Yeah, we're actually in the middle of a brand new swap for this for just about any Honda. We're doing a K20C4 Z7 out of the second-gen TSX.
Right, second-gen TSX.
Which has some interesting electrical things to overcome.
Right.
But of course, we'll have videos on this whole swap coming up.
But this car's had a lot of engines, not just this one.
Yeah, it's been a lot of magazine covers, been to a lot of events we have for a long time.
Right. Originally, it was we prototyped the K series kit in it. We actually had a K20 with a Rev Hard turbo in it.
Oh.
In fact, that's how it made the cover of Super Street magazine. I'm sorry, Sport Compact Car magazine. Boy, even older than Super Street. It was on the cover. I think they called it the Red Devil, and we actually brought it to the very first Super Lab battle.
Oh, nice. It's also been to the very first FF battle.
Correct.
And that was J Series powered at the time when I went there.
Yes, yes. We prototyped the J Series mount kits in this as well.
It's actually the first car I learned how to drive stick on, and it was J Series at the time too. That was a lot of fun because I could stick it in whatever gear and it didn't really matter.
Yeah, you could take off in third gear without stalling it. No problem.
It was nice.
But this car has been around a long time, and we're bringing it back with K24 Z-Power.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be my new track day car, kind of the replacement for Budget EG for me, so we can both go out in our own budget cars and have fun.
And drive against each other and see what happens.
Yep. It fits.
It does fit. So, speaking of fit, let's show them what we mean by it fits.
Yeah. There we go.
This car is the Axion Fit. This is the third generation Fit, and this engine right here is the L15B7. It's what you find in the Civic EX Turbo, the Civic Si. This is the new turbo motor, and it fits.
It fits.
It fits. So this is a project car that is currently underway here. We should have it running fairly soon. I keep kind of putting it off because of other projects, but I need to get it finished now. This car is going to be a rocket ship.
Yeah, this car. If the other one's any, bleh, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. If the
indication.
Other one's any indication, which is the fast brakes fit, which we haven't shown you. This car is going to be one smoking fast car. It is a Like I said, comes with a L15 motor, but not the same L15 motor. This one's much bigger, much beefier, and of course it's turbocharged, so it makes a hell of a lot more horsepower. So looking forward to finishing this, getting it out on the street. Let's go check out some other cars.
Back to the heat.
Yeah, it's a little bit tight back here with all this junk in front. I have my Integra core that I use for prototyping certain things, various engines that are basically in the way right now. This is the Eibach CRZ. It's been around for a while. It was K24 powered and K24 supercharged powered. That's why you see the vents coming out of the hood. We had a supercharged K24 in there for a while. Now I've got to decide what motor I want to put back in it. I'm kind of going back and forth between putting the L15B7 in, which I've made mounts for. They're in here right now, although the engine is not, or using the K24Z motor now that we've kind of figured out what we're doing with that. So one of those things is going to happen with this. And you have to pardon us on all the dirt on all these cars. We recently had a bunch of dust storms roll through here. And what happens in Arizona when there's dust storms, there's quite often rain associated with it. Just enough rain to get it wet, and then the dust just coats everything. Whether or not I'm going to wash them in the near future depends on how quickly I'm going to bring them out of here. But pardon that. Anyway, this is Project RSX. See, this was my daily driver for a little while. I actually have a K24 A2 out of a Acura TSX that has the Jackson Racing supercharger on it, and it has this really cool intercooler bypass that we make for this. It's available on the website right now, although I think we're down to our last couple, so I'm ordering more here in the near future. And I'm also prototyping a new radiator and intercooler setup for this particular car that will be not only fit the RSX, but it'll fit the EP3. It'll also fit the EG and EK and DC2. So I'm prototyping a lot of new parts on this car that we hope to have up for sale here pretty soon. But when we had that same motor in this car with the supercharger, it made 385 horsepower. So that intercooler is really a nice setup with that Jackson Racing supercharger. I also have an alternative supercharger to go on it that makes a lot more horsepower. We'll check that out too. We are back in our secret hideout where we have
Two of my favorite cars.
Two of your favorite, and all my engines.
Yeah.
And my wiring harnesses. And my other junk.
Yeah, and you say I have too much crap.
Yeah, well, that's because I don't have it at the house. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, we got plenty at the house too.
Anyway, this was your original car.
Yeah, this was my original daily for my 16. You bought it for me for my 16th birthday present. A little late, but you know.
Back when you wanted an automatic.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's easy a daily and go to school, and I'm going to make up some other lies, like I could let my friends drive it easily and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good reason. Good
yes,
reason.
Thank you.
So, what's been done with it?
Well, originally we did a manual swap on it within like the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing track days, like bone stock LS, like stock airbox, header, everything. It just had manual transmission in it. And then stupidly we signed up for FF Battle.
And we were going to put in a
supercharged B16.
Yep.
And then we couldn't find parts for the supercharger that we needed. So we were sitting there one day trying to figure out what the hell we were going to do because we got accepted and we had no motor. We weren't showing up with an LS motor. And we saw a supercharged K24 sitting on the rack.
That's right. We had taken it out of the CRX because we were doing the J series in the CRX.
Yes. So we're
Actually, it was in my RSX.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, that's right. It was out of the CRX.
Yeah, it was out of the CRX. It had the EP3 supercharger on. So we decided that was a match made in heaven or hell, depending on, we did that. We went to FFL. We had lots of issues. There's a whole video on that, though. We'll link somewhere for that. But yeah, and then kind of just we got together with Robert from Hush Performance. He loved the car, wanted to put a front end on it. I always saw his front end. One day I saw his car on it, Robert Romero's car on trailer out there. I'm like, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that came to be, and just kind of a whole slew of modifications came up, and now it's kind of mothballed just because it's too expensive to run, and admittedly,
it's a little too fast.
It's too fast with only a roll bar. It's scary.
Yeah.
I've actually had the roll bar lent out to another friend who track days his DA, and I wanted him to be properly safe. But yeah, so we're waiting to get it caged.
Get it caged.
And then hopefully going K20 Turbo after that.
K20 Turbo.
There's a lot of people that have been bugging us on the channel to have a K-Series first gen
CRX,
right. Third gen Civic.
Right, agreed. That would scratch a lot of itches.
Yep.
So you said that was your first car.
That was actually my first car.
Yeah.
I got that before I turned 16.
That's right.
That was my grandfather's, Papa Ron back in the day, road raced it. Keith and you both road raced it also. And once Grandpa retired from racing, Keith had enough cars, you had enough cars.
His granddad, my dad.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was his car. He raced up until his 70s and then decided he was going to retire from that kind of stuff. So he just played pickleball.
Yep.
You know, after that. So, but it's been a fun car. I really enjoyed driving it. It used to be equipped with slicks on it, cantilever Goodyear slicks.
Yeah, like 9-inch wide slicks.
9-inch wide slicks on 13 by 6-inch wheels.
13 by 7.
13 by 7.
7 wheels, yeah. The
So,
Panasports. I
yeah.
love those wheels. They're so good looking. But yeah, and that kind of ruined me because I actually went through HPD 1, 2, and into 3 with that car. And running on slicks with a bunch of beginners. I'd been, karting and autocrossing for years, so I had pretty good understanding of driving. But you could just drive around the outside of people and shit with that car. And it kind of ruined like racecraft at the beginning because I just always had gobs of traction compared to anyone else.
Yep. This car is one of my favorite cars. This is a 1986 Civic Si. I've always wanted one of these with a ZC in it. This particular car, way back a long time ago, was one of the first 3 cars we did for a sport compact car for their hybrid how-to series. This belonged to a friend named Sterling. I remember telling him when we did the original ZC swap in this that if he ever decided he wanted to get rid of the car that I would be interested. Unfortunately, Sterling passed away a few years later, but his widow did remember the conversation, and she was nice enough to give me a call and sell it to me for a very reasonable price. We got the thing running, hadn't run for quite a few years. We got it running, took it out for the test drive, and on the very first test drive, the timing belt stripped all the teeth out of, and it totally destroyed the motor, bumming me out completely. And the car has been sitting ever since. I briefly had a B16 in it, took it like for a lap around the block. I really want to get it back together. I'm not sure if I want to do a B series or possibly do a K series in the car. So why don't you guys let me know what you'd like to see in this car, and I will bring this car back. Anyway, let's go to the next car. So this is Aaron Gehagen, one of the VTEC Academy editors. This is his EG. You may know this car from
B versus K shootout.
Yep.
Our editor has a slow car. I don't think that was a video. I wanted to make that video.
Okay. So, but basically, it's a B18C powered EG. We need to do some more work with this. We're hoping to have Aaron join us here once the plague lets up a little bit, and maybe do some more on-track stuff. Maybe you should drive the car this next time.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
And get some equal drivers in the seats to see what they can really do against each other.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious how fast the car is. I would like to compare it against our budget EG one more time before we do any more modifications. And actually, the way to do it would probably be to have the 3 of us drive both cars.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best way.
Just compare times.
Yeah, just average them all out.
Right. That might be the way to do that. So might have to make a run down to Tucson and do that.
I'm down. I'm
You're
bored.
down?
I'm ready to go to the track.
All
We're
right.
just going to have to put my seat in it because I don't think I'll fit at Aaron's height.
Yeah. Well, that's easy enough to do. It's all bolt-in.
Yep.
Anyway, this car is your basic B-powered EG.
Yeah, good, clean, simple setup. Small, big brake kit in the front. Progress group suspension on it.
Yep, exactly. Nice little car.
Yep.
Anyway, let's see what else we have.
The Rally Wagon.
The Rally Wagon. These there.
Gap flat.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
It is really dirty.
Yes.
This is a car we built for doing rallycross.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
2-wheel drive though.
Well, you don't need. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It works.
It does.
2-wheel drive works fine. It was a lot of fun to drive.
It is. And we're to take it out again in September. They start the rally season again.
Sweet.
So
go do some rallycross down in Tucson.
Some rallycross down in Tucson.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah, this car is really simple. What motors have it? It has a
D16 A6 or whatever.
Whatever the SI,
yeah,
CRX
the SI
motor
motor for the 8H91 car.
Yep, it has stock seats in the front with some 5 points and a custom-made wagon roll bar we did.
Yep.
Thanks to John at Future Fab for helping us.
That's right. That needs painting. Looks a little rusty.
I like the patina. Goes with the car. It has some Accord shocks and springs
and stuff on it.
On it.
It does.
And that's about it, really.
Yeah.
And some snow tires.
And snow tires.
Yeah,
Yep.
it handles really well.
It does. It's a great little car. Let's check out the other ones. 81 Civic?
83.
83. Square headlights.
Yes. This is my baby. Well, it's our baby.
Yep.
We both bought it.
This is a 1983 Civic Sport.
Yeah, it's a 1500.
1500. No VTEC.
No. No nothing.
No nothing.
65 horsepower still.
65 horsepower.
Or 68. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, all in all, it's a stock car with the exception of the fact that doesn't have the stock paint anymore.
It's painted the wrong color. Somebody got a good deal on the paint, and I wasn't too happy about it when they did that. But luckily it's ours now, and we can paint it the right color it deserves.
Whatever color we want.
No, we're painting it red.
We are.
We're painting it the OEM red.
The OEM red.
You know
Absolutely.
what else this has on it, though? A throwback from the past, a Jackson Racing
Carb adapter.
carb adapter plate.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So I don't know if you've ever seen what the carburetors look like on these CVCC motors. There was typically 60, 70 vacuum lines. These cars actually could run clean without a catalytic converter. Although regulators made sure they had a catalytic converter because I don't think American companies are too happy with the fact that they could run so cleanly. So they made them have to put the expensive cat on so that they could stay more competitive price-wise. But these cars were crazy ahead of their time. They had a CVCC, the controlled vortex combustion chamber, which allowed them to burn super lean and very, very clean. This has a carburetor adapter, runs downdraft Weber.
Yeah, it does.
And an adapter plate. And it's got some sort of little feature that allows it to feed some of the fuel to the CVCC chamber.
Yeah, and this car's like ready to rock and roll. Literally all we need to do is figure out how to get the carburetor working again.
Yeah.
I think somebody just... There's like a weird in-between owner between Roy and I, or between Roy and us, that just totally screwed up the jetting and everything on the carb, had no idea what he was doing, and just made it worse and worse and worse until it didn't run.
I think we ought to take a road trip out to see Oscar Jackson and have him help us with it.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So look forward to that. Anyway, eventually, I would like to swap it, although I know you wouldn't.
I would not.
We'll let you drive it for a couple of years like this.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Next. There. All right. If you've got deja vu all over again, that's because this is another second-gen Civic.
Yes, 81 this time though, round headlights.
Round headlights to the square, absolutely. This car, we were using as a project car. It got kind of pushed on the back burner when we started going to Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah, you know, you drink a few beers and you just don't want to do work afterwards.
That's exactly what happened. So we kind of stopped working on the car, although we need to start working on it again.
Yeah, this was a fun project. We had a lot of good people helping us with it.
We did. I would like to see that again. This J Series 81 CRX, I'm CRX, 81 Civic, I would love to take this to hill climbs.
Yeah.
I think hill climbs would be amazing.
And they are kind of coming back with the SCCA right now.
They are. You know what I really like? This car has a very similar shape to the first-gen Rabbit.
Yeah.
I would love to see those kind of Jet Rabbit box flares on it.
Like the Berg Cup cars?
The Berg Cup cars,
Oh,
exactly.
those things are so cool.
They are. Berg Cup, by the way, is a German hill climb. Check it out. Google
Crazy
it for
stuff.
the videos. Crazy, crazy cars. Anyway, that's what I have envisioned for this particular car. We will bring this back as a project car, hopefully sooner rather than later. We have a lot more cars. Well, let's just cover one more.
Yeah, as long as I don't drop this wheel on my toe. It's okay, it's just a stock CRV wheel. Good choice on shirt today. Boy, those characters look awful familiar on that shirt.
They do. So, we have here the Circuit Monsters Prelude. This has so many modifications, I'm not even going to bother trying to list them all.
We really should do like a tech inspection and just show every single part that got touched on this car.
I agree.
Because literally everything's been touched on this car.
Right. We should take this car, put it up on the lift, go through it part by part, and do a tech inspection. This car is actually getting ready to be changed. We're going from turbo to naturally aspirated.
Yep, going after some, it's originally what it was built for, some endurance racing and some regular road racing.
Correct. And we would like to bring it back as a road racing car again. So expect us to bring this back pretty quickly in a slightly different form.
Go back to the roots.
Back to the roots of road racing. Well, we're going to leave you with a little bit of some in-car video of this. We've had a lot of drivers drive this, by the way.
Yep.
We've had Bernardo Martinez drive it. He helped us originally develop it. He did a lot of the work at his house, like the fuel system, modifying the roll cage,
brake line.
the brake line. So he did quite a bit of the
He
work
gone
there.
through his card nut and bolt pretty much after we built it.
Right. We had actually temporarily given it to him, and then we bought it back from him. And a lot of the direction is his direction. But we've also had Andy Hope drive this car.
Yes.
And we also had the car driven by
Tom O'Gorman, the alien himself.
Exactly. So the car has been around the track a few times with some really good drivers and really fast. We let Adam Jabay drive it.
Adam Jabay drove it, Honda Beat.
That's right. So why don't we leave you with some in-car video of Adam Jabay running it around Gingerman, and we are going to sign out here. We actually didn't show you a bunch of cars. We have a 2006 Civic Si.
Yep, we do.
That's your car.
We have a Civic 1200 that's your car.
We have a Civic 1200. It's my car. Exactly. We have a 1994 Integra GSR.
Yes. We have an N600.
We have an N600. Absolutely. So there are some other cars that may make their way out here into the project pile at some point.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Right now we're focusing though on Backmarker and your Prelude.
Yep. If you want to see a more detailed history of any of the cars in specific though, let us know and maybe we'll do a in-depth history of the cars. There's a lot of cool stuff on that yellow CRX or the red EK that we can go back all the way into the early 2000s with.
Absolutely. Anyway, thanks for joining us again. We will talk to you another day. And if you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button. If you have a project that's your favorite, go ahead and leave us a note down below, and that may affect how quickly we bring that project back.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
We'll see you later.